On the morning of January 8, 2011, United States Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was shot in the head at a constituent event in Tucson, Arizona. The bullet passed through the left hemisphere of her brain. The left hemisphere is where language lives, where words are formed, stored, and spoken, where the ability to read, write, and communicate resides. Doctors saved her life, but they could not tell her family if she would ever speak again. The bullet caused massive damage to Giffords' left hemisphere, producing a condition called aphasia, a disruption of the brain's language systems. In severe cases, aphasia can leave patients unable to produce or understand speech, read, or write, even when their intelligence and personality remain intact. Giffords knew what she wanted to say. She could think clearly, but the words would not come. The pathway between thought and language had been shattered. Mark Kelly said, "She was in there. You could see it in her eyes. But the words, it was like they were locked away somewhere and she couldn't find the key." Her rehabilitation team turned to a technique called melodic intonation therapy, a method that uses singing and melody to help aphasia patients recover speech. The science behind it is elegant. Music and speech, though often treated as separate functions, share overlapping neural territory. Crucially, music processing is more bilaterally distributed. By encoding words and melody, therapists can recruit the undamaged right hemisphere to carry language functions. The speech therapist noted, "We sing the phrases before we speak them. Over time, the melody becomes a scaffold, and the brain builds new language pathways around it." Slowly, painstakingly, Giffords began to find words, first single words, sung rather than spoken, then phrases, then sentences. In August 2011, 8 months after the shooting, Giffords walked onto the floor of the House of Representatives to cast a vote. The chamber erupted. She had not recovered everything. Language remained difficult, effortful, sometimes elusive, but she was speaking. Her case became a landmark study in aphasia rehabilitation, demonstrating that language loss can be partially reversed through the extraordinary adaptability of neural tissue. A neuroscientist stated, "Giffords' right hemisphere learned to do something it had never been asked to do. It is a testament to what the brain will attempt when it must." Gabrielle Giffords continues to speak, to advocate, and to work. Her recovery is ongoing, a daily collaboration between her own determination and her brain. Giffords' message to us all is simple: be bold, be courageous, be your best. Learn more about Gabrielle Giffords and other stories on unbedsidemanners.com.